Army Painter's done it again.
Spiky Bits.
Welcome back, Hobby Maniacs. I'm Baer from SpikyBits.com. And today we are going to show you a new paint set from Army Painter. They sent this out to a bunch of folks, reviewers, and people all over the internet to take a look at their big push in the hobby and paint market in 2019. And I think it's great because other companies are raising their prices, but not Army Painter. So their new hobby set is a great starting point for any hobbyist out there. Not a lot of things out there like it. Just the fact that it has a lot of great basic colors here, including one of the washes, and of course a metal, brush on primer, which we're going to use today, and just everything you need right here to really just, hey, I bought some minis. I need to hobby on them. I don't know if this hobby's for me. Let me just pick up a couple things real quick. Oh, this is $50? Okay, that's everything I need. Tools, brushes, and paint. Seems good, right? And it is. It is a great deal. So here's what you get. You get 12 of the war paints. Now there's a smaller, and I say smaller in very relative terms. That's a 12 milliliter bottle. And if you don't believe me about what 12 milliliters is, the Army Painter paints, well, we're going to show you here in a second, but believe it or not, this Citadel paint is 12 milliliters as well. So don't let looks deceive you. This is the same as every one of these paints in here. You get all the basic colors, you get some glue, and let me tell you what, this glue is like magic. I don't know what it is about this glue, but I always get sad when I use it all up. I need to get the bigger bottle, but not everybody carries the Army Painter glue. This stuff is great. It's amazing. It works super quick. Haven't used it on resin, but everything else, magic, literal magic. I don't know what it is. It's just magic. You get clippers, and these are a good pair of clippers. They have a different little handle on it, and I'll show you that. Then you get a good triangle file. Triangle files are, if you're gonna buy, well, unless you're gonna buy a file set, triangle file is perfect. It does everything. Then you get a set of paintbrushes. These paintbrushes, I think they sell these paintbrushes for 20 bucks for the set. And you get a nice little paint palette too to put all your stuff in, right? So overall, $50 out the door. Seems like a great value. Let's go over, take a look where you can get this from on their site if you don't have a retailer near you that's carrying this. And then I'll break down the set a little bit more and kind of show you some practical uses. But we have used a lot of these paints on the channel already, and I'll refer you to some of the videos to show you actually how to finish up miniatures from the step I'm going to show you. So let's jump into the World Wide Web. So armypainter.com, thearmypainter.com, obviously. If you type it into Google, it'll find this, is their website. Now, don't tell them I said this, but their website's a little behind the times. And that's okay, because it's the internet, and sometimes it takes a little while to update things. But the functionality is all there. You can find things very easily. They got a nice little slider bar to keep you up to date with the newest and most breaking things. Obviously the D&D sets right there are kind of a big thing with WizKids. Their new paint racking system upgrade for their paint racks is pretty sweet. If you see it at a retailer, it definitely helps out. Here's the set we're going to look at today as well. And I guess the next big thing is their tool racking system, which comes out in March. And this is part of it. I believe this set is going to be on now. But anyways, I digress. We're going to click on this right here and show you the war paint set. Now, we've reviewed a lot of these other sets on here in the past. We've reviewed the Complete War Games paint set. I show you how to use the paints there. We've done the Mega Paint set as well. As a matter of fact, we have a bunch of those to give away over the next couple of months here on Spiky Bits proper. Quick shade washes, I don't think I've shown you all of that in general, but they are very easy to use in any of my tutorials. For the past year, I probably used this stuff once I got turned on to it, how easy it is. And the complete paint set as well, everything in there. I don't think we've shown you this one, we've just shown you the other two, but at some point you're just like, well, how much stuff do I really need to show you about Army Painter paint? Because it's all pretty good stuff, and it's just packaged a little bit differently at, some sort of a deal, so to speak. So today we're obviously talking about the new hobby set for 2019. Personally, if you're wondering, hey, I got a little bit extra cash, what should I buy? Should I buy this ginormous $350 set? No, I actually don't recommend that. I think the Mega Paint set's probably the best one to buy for $125. It's $150 just in retail and paints. You also get a brush. But what's cool about this one right here is that it comes with all the basic colors you need. And besides quick shade washing medium, which we use to thin down a lot of the washes. You really won't need to buy anything else right off the bat for a good hot minute unless you see a specific recipe. So that's just my 2 cents right there. If anybody was like, hey, I want to buy a bunch of these paints, where do I start? Get that one right there. I think it'll do well for you. But going back to what we're talking about today, took us a little minute to get there. Thanks for sticking with us. So you can kind of see here, it has everything you need in it. We talked about the free super glue. I love their super glue. I don't know what it is. It's like crack for miniatures. It just works. Just to give you a better idea of some of the products in here. But again, you can pick this stuff up. It ships out of America. There's no arbitrage. There's no extra fees or anything like that. There's all the products. We're going to show you those in a second. Boom. Everything you need all in one set. They ain't lying. It's literally one of the best things you can buy to start with your hobby experience. Or if you're like, oh crap, I lost all my paints, things dried out, whatever, I need to restart, I need to refresh my hobby, this is a great place for veterans as well. Once you get everything out of the box, this is basically how it's going to look. You're going to have all your paints right here, all 12 of your paints, your glue, your brushes, and your clippers. Now the clippers are really nice. They're pretty good quality, and I was comparing them to their existing clippers, which looks to be changing as well. And I noticed, actually no, this isn't them. I noticed, oh, okay, so it's the one that comes in the tool set. So the one that comes in the tool set is basically this one with different handles. But the starter ones here are just your typical flush cutters right there, which are great for getting plastic components off of sprues. These are a little bit more heavy duty. You could probably use them on some metal type things. As you see, I've done there over the years, but still a very, very solid pair of clippers right here. And it's going to allow you to get really close and not have to clean things up with an X-Acto blade, which they don't include in here, but they do give you a file. And files are great because no matter what material you're working with, as long as you go in one direction, you don't want to go back and forth. That'll serrate your parts, and you don't need serrated knives or serrated models or anything like that. You're not cutting steak, but you get kind of how that works right there. Just stay in the same plane and work it back and forth. And I'm gonna recap that right there. So the paints are great, and here's the thing with the paints. Like I said, 12 milliliter bottle. It's the same as your Citadel bottle right there. Keep that in mind. They are a little bit smaller than the 18 milliliter bottle that you can buy off the shelf. So you get about a third more right here. These are $3 retail. So, I mean, obviously your retail on this is a little bit less, but still a way better value than anything Citadel puts out there. And of course, you can compare it to some of the, other paints that you may or may not use at this time from different manufacturers. Now, the one thing I do like about this set, starting out, is besides getting the basic colors, is you get a little bit of this brush on primer, which I'm going to show you works swimmingly on pretty much all material types. Now, just a quick intro into using their paints. The brush on primer isn't any different in consistency from any of the other paints. They're going to say shake well on here. You can buy these separate mixing balls. We did a whole video on those as well, to kind of drop in and put them in any of your paints to get a really good mix. Sometimes you will see a lot of matte medium at the top. That's that clear medium, and all that is basically something a little extra they put in here to try to keep it from drying out, but also to give it a little bit more consistency in case of you want to mix it up, or you have like really dry kind of ambient atmosphere conditions, like if you're out west here in the States. Here in North Carolina, it's pretty much ridiculously humid at all points except for maybe a couple weeks in the winter. So for the most part, I squeeze a lot of that out when I first get the models, or when I first get the paints. But sometimes they're already pretty well shaken, like you see this one here. It came that way, so I don't have any medium showing, so pretty much at that point you can use it. But just be aware that if you see a bunch of clear material at the top or on the side, if they're laying on the side, then you kind of know what that is. And since it's already separated, you might want to drain some out, or you're just going to have to really shake up the paints. It's not a bad thing. You just have to kind of be aware of it. And it's just it's kind of like an added benefit. So this is one of their old Wargamer Regiment brushes. I've literally had this brush for 10 years, no joke. I don't even know if they make this anymore, but I love to use it for base coating. And one of the cool things about this primer here is no matter what the material is, like this is just a little plastic miniature from Games Workshop, of course, but you can see here that the consistency, once you get it nice and shook up, you have a really easy to paint brush on primer right here that's going to go over all material, whether it's plastic, or I've got some Deathcore Krieg here from Forge World, Let's just do this cape back here real quick. So if you have issues with priming, or you don't want to use an airbrush or something like that, it goes over all of these. Even look at this guy, an OG metal Huron Blackheart from way back in the day, back when metal minis used to be a thing. No kids, metal minis aren't fake. This is what we used to have. And you can see here that it goes over that as well. Nice and easy, all in one coat. You don't have to worry about any fuss or any mess. Just make sure that the consistency of your paint is good to go. Now, once you get that done, once you get your models primered or brush on primered and ready to go, there's a lot of other tricks you can do with the Army Painter system. And the cool thing about this starter set is it's going to come with a tutorial booklet to show you how to do it, and they have more specific guides on their website as well. We've actually taken one of these poxwalkers right here, and using the Army Painter system, painted him up in about 30 minutes, and minus the, oh no, I broke a mini, minus the airbrush base, which is a completely different thing, we got that guy right there. So that's literally painted with Army Painter paints from the ground up with a couple of washes, using their system in about a half an hour. So if you got, 60 poxwalkers to paint up, well, this might be a really good tutorial for you. I'll drop that below. We did that last year, and that is a great way for you to learn more about how these paints work in conjunction with the washes and stuff like that. So I think for the most part, we've done it. We've showed you all of the things there is to know about the Army Painter system, why this new set is one of the best out there on the market right now. I feel like for the money, of course. And it should be at stores by about the time this video hits. If you don't, or if your retailer doesn't carry this stuff, you can of course hit them up online at thearmypainter.com, and of course they ship. Even though they're a European-based company, they do ship out of America here, so you don't have to worry about that. Usually when they ship me orders, I get them in about 2 weeks or so, or excuse me, about 2 days or so. 2 weeks, wow, that was ridiculous. It's 2019, why would that even happen? So that's it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoy the hobby. If you're just starting out, make sure you check out spikybits.com. we have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of how-to articles. We got videos here on YouTube as well. There's plenty of documentation, and if you have any questions, all you got to do is just drop us a message below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you can be the very first to like and comment on all our videos.